Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining the 2025 Greece information session. I would like to start session with the land acknowledgement. We wish to acknowledge this land on which the University of Toronto operates. For thousands of years, it has been a traditional land of the Huron-Wendat, the Seneca, and the Mississaugas of the Credit. Today, this meeting place is still the home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to work on this land. I'm Selena Chen, Program Coordinator for the Summer Abroad Greece program. I will give you an overview of the summer abroad programs, and then Dr. Tamis, and he will give you more details about the course, program, and also the accommodation in Greece. And then he will also speak about the field trips as well. I'm also very happy that we have two students who participated in Greece program last summer, and Emily and Juliana. They are going to share their wonderful experience with you in Greece last summer. Then I will cover application procedure and give you more information about how to apply, and then followed by Q&A. If you have any questions during our presentation, you can type your questions in the Q&A. My colleague Joe, and he will reply your questions there. And then at the end of the session, we will also go to Q&A section, and so that we will answer your questions live. What is Summer Abroad? Our Summer Abroad office has been around over 50 years now. And our first program is start with Italy, Siena, and now we're still offering this program for over 50 years. And now after that, we are offering over 30 courses over 20 locations around the world for 2025. And the summer abroad courses, they are all full-year U of T courses. So you are going to get your full year 1 credit in 3 to 4 weeks during summer. It's not conflict with your academic study. So it's a great opportunity for you to go to another destination and to immerse yourself and to learn some new knowledge. And most of summer abroad courses are taught by U of T faculty, except for language courses are taught by our partner universities. Some of them are taught by our partner universities, and summer abroad courses are usually relatively small. We only accept about 25 to 30 students per class, so there are a lot of opportunity for you to interact with your classmates and also your professor. One feature for summer abroad is that we provide on-site support. For each destination, we have an on-site staff who speak the local language to support you during the program. And all the logistics will be arranged by U of T as well. So we will arrange your accommodation and all the transportation in the field trips, and also all the field trips are designed to deepen your understanding for the course topics. So why should you consider summer abroad? And nowadays we heard a lot of the word about global citizen. Summer abroad is a great opportunity to expand your worldview and understand cultural differences by living and studying in another country. And many students find that summer abroad programs really help them to strengthen their adaptability and communication skills. Because for summer abroad courses, it's a bit different from the regular U of T courses you take. And most of the courses, you will have assignment due almost every week. That means because it's a condensed course, thinking that you are taking a 1 full year credit like in 3 to 4 weeks. So you are expected to do assignment almost each week. And also you will have group presentations. You are going to work as a group and to do some work as well, group projects. All those are great opportunities for you to improve your communication and team building skills. And our summer abroad courses are also a great way for you to connect with other students at U of T and globally as well. So many students find that they still stay connected after coming back from summer abroad courses. Because in this short 4 weeks, you are going to do a lot together. Not only you are going to have classes together, you're going to different field trips. Some of them are even overnight field trips. So those can help you to bond you together to create longer and lasting relationships. But we want to remind you that summer abroad courses, they are academic program. It's not a travel or tourism program. So you are going to do a lot of work during these 4 weeks. So for students are taking summer abroad courses, we are not expecting you to take any online courses at U of T while you are doing summer abroad programs. We have been offering Greece program for the past 7 years. Now this year is the 8th year that we are offering the Greece program. It's going to be June 2nd to June 27th in 2025. And the course offered is called Modern Greek Culture. It's a PO 300 course. And this course will, for this program, students will be staying in Athens in the first 3 weeks. And then in the last week, students will be staying in Rhode Island to study some topics in this program. So this program will end in Rhode Island, but we provided information about how to get from Rhode Island to Athens. So you are back to Athens so that you can take your flight to your home or another destination. Okay, now I would like to invite Professor Tamis to speak about this course. Over to you,
Thank
Tamis.
you. Thank you for having me. And the prerequisites is actually there to give us an idea that you're genuinely interested in studying about, the Greek culture, and not just, visiting Greece for a vacation. This will help you with, your overall goal in academic goal, and of course, to add to your experiences and to help you with understanding what is happening in this part of the world. So, going quickly to the course, which I have to tell you that my experience at the University of Toronto, I teach for the last 10 years modern Greek language and culture. There are courses at three different levels. And I'm also involved with a course about politics. And sometimes I also take graduate students to Greece when they have to do research. Regarding the coursework outline, I mean, students are always, focusing first on assessment. I understand you want to do well, and the course is designed to allow students to do well. And why I say that, from the way we have organized it, we try to make it to make this experience totally different than the experience that we offer in traditional courses, like the UFT courses that you usually take. So 3 days of the week we are inside the classroom, but on Thursdays and Fridays we are trying to be outside and experience the culture, visiting sites, sites that have been selected for different purposes, and sites that you must see while you are in Greece. Now, the assessment, the first mark that you get has to do with preparing as a group the class for upcoming sites and visitations, so that you can have like a first mark on researching and giving to your classmates information about places that we go. That is the first mark, that's 10%. Another 10% is based on homework and participation. So the three assessments that will probably be a little bit heavier is one, the quiz that we do at the end of the period that you stay in Athens before we go to Rhodes. That quiz will be based on all the lectures and the readings that we have. There will be one paper, reflection paper, based on the various places that you visited. We ask you usually to select two or three of these places and describe it and talk about this experience. And then there is also one paper, a research paper about a topic that relates to modern Greek culture, with politics, anything that has to do with your personal interests and academic interests. There is a period of time where we will be discussing the topic, and ideally we want to leave the course and give you like maximum 2 weeks to prepare the paper afterwards, right? I normally ask the students to join me for one pre-departure class, because we tend to have people who have experience with Greece, who have been in Greece before, and then students who have never been to Greece before. So to bridge this gap, it's a very nice thing just a couple of weeks before the trip to have a pre-departure class so that I can give you some readings, basic readings, to try and balance this gap so I can have all the students who come to Greece to have a basic idea about the country, its history, and what they are about to explore. As soon as we arrive to Athens, we get to see the place where you stay, and then there is a welcome dinner where we can all get to know each other in a very nice and environment in one of the restaurants of the neighborhood where we will be staying. They'll give us an orientation. They'll describe that, so we will be able to see within our area of Pankrati what is around there for shopping or for your personal needs. We're going to see the campus of CYA, the partner institution in Athens, that they provide us with the classrooms, with infrastructure, with places where you can study, but also with places where you can do your laundry and practical things. Then we will start visiting museums like Museum of the Acropolis. We will visit the Greek Parliament. Pretty much we will see the most important sites of Athens, but you will also have free tickets to the buses and to the public transportation system of Athens so that you can explore also at your own pace on the weekends. You'll have a lot of free time to explore different things. The idea is to visit sites not only in Athens but also in the Peloponnese like Nafplion, Epidavros, and Delphi. Areas that and places that you probably know from your other studies, from mythology, from history, right? And that include also Sunion, and then the last part of the trip involves this last week in the Dodecanese in Rhodes, where we get to see also nice things, not only museums but also castles, a valley of the butterflies, beautiful villages. And I can't wait until you see all these things and experience. The last part is visiting the island of Simi, which is my probably one of my favorite little Greek islands. Now, if we go to the next slide, we're going to see the partners that we have in Athens. So you are not anymore at the University of Toronto, but we have picked an institution that they really know what they're doing in terms of facilitating foreign to Greece universities, colleges, and students. So they are very well established at the center of Athens, next to an archaeological site of the Panathinaikos Stadio, the first stadium where we had Olympic Games in modern Greece. This is a very central location, but CYA operates at the same time. There will be students from other parts of the world, particularly from the United States and Canada, because there are many other courses that are offered. So you will not be the only ones there, and you will have, of course, we will have our own rooms and our meeting places, but you will be able also to make friends from other groups. And the CYA operation facilitates, also helps us a lot with the trips. Imagine that everywhere we go, we have the driver, we have somebody from CYA who is like taking care that we don't get lost. They're counting us before and after we go. If there is any emergency, if someone has to go anywhere, there is someone to help us. And in almost every trip, there is an archaeologist or historian with us. And the main reason is because by law in Greece, any professor, any teacher cannot give you site tours. This is only for people who have special permission by the Ministry of Culture on sites like. So we have people who will help you, with your research, who will help you. There is a library available, and I'm just looking forward to answering any questions regarding any of the issues, right, that you might have. Even practical issues about your day life. I happen to come from the same place. I'm a native Athenian. I was born and raised and went to school in Athens, and in fact, the same area where we will be visiting. So I have people that I know in this area, and I can always recommend a place where to go to eat, to have a coffee, or to cut your hair. Yes, accommodations. I have to explain to you something about the whole purpose of our trip, the first part of the trip. We're visiting Greece and we don't want to have the experience that a tourist from Sweden or Finland comes to Greece, like we go to South to go to the Caribbean islands and enjoy the beach, the sun, and say, "Oh, how beautiful it is," and come back with a nice tan. That's not. So the idea is that while you are in Athens, you live in apartment buildings where Athenians live, and you're surrounded by them. You live with them. There is one apartment where you will be with three, four, or five other students. Usually, I think with four or five in all the apartments, and you share the building with working people, regular people. And that experience of living like an Athenian, it's something that helps a lot the students to take something with them other than learning about Greece. It's the experience of Greece, right? For the practical things, we will discuss like, okay, what happens when three, four, five people share two, three rooms? Like there has to be some kind of a like bathroom policy. Like you can't all go and take shower in the morning while I wait for you in class at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, right? Stuff like that. But other than that, the accommodation is okay. It's just that please don't get me involved with who stays with whom. This is something that needs to be discussed with you guys, and I feel much comfortable when I know that the students have the accommodation with the people they want to. Sometimes it's not possible. We are the only ones. We don't know anyone in the group. So then please let CYA and let Toronto Summer Abroad program to have this accommodation designed for you, who stays with whom, and then we'll deal with that, in Greece if there needs to be any changes.
Thank you very much, Tamis, for giving that detailed information about this program. I just want to add a bit about accommodation. So accommodation, you are going to stay in a 3 to 5 bedroom apartments. So the bedrooms, most of them are double rooms, and we have a few of them, I would say a limited bedroom are single rooms. So those single rooms usually we reserve for students who register with accessibility services or student who really needs them. Okay, so because we do only have a limited number of single bedrooms in those apartments. And for the apartments, they are all furnished and air-conditioned. But after you get admitted to the program, if you have friends who are going together and you want to stay in the same apartment, we will have a section ask you to name someone who you want to stay together. We will try to accommodate your request. So the apartments are very conveniently located in the Pangradi neighborhood. So there is only 5 to 10 minutes walk to CYA Academic Center. So it's very convenient. Okay, now I would like to invite Juliana to share about her experience in last summer.
Hello, everyone. My name is Juliana. I'm a fourth-year student at the St. George campus. I'm majoring in political science with minors in philosophy and French language. And you can see in the photo that I had a tan that I don't have anymore. So it's a really special experience. I participated in Paul 300 for the month of June, as was said with the 3 weeks in Athens and then the 4th week in Rhodes. This was actually my second summer abroad program. I spent July 2023 abroad as well, but in France. And that was such a wonderful time that I decided to take another course that was related to my program. And as was said, since the school and your accommodations are all located in that neighborhood of Pangradi, everything you need is within a 10-minute walk. Staying in local apartments is a really special experience because you're living like a local and you're close to anything you want or you need: restaurants, grocery stores, museums, more. The experience in Rhodes is a bit different as you will be staying in a hotel, but everything was also in walking distance. And additionally, at the hotel my class stayed at, our hotel was right on the beach, so that was a really lovely experience. Regarding academic aspects, the course provided a really great variety of educational content and experience. The assignments were fair and helped me broaden my knowledge a lot. However, the field trips are what stood out to me as some of the highlights of my trip. Two of my favorites were getting to go to Sunio and seeing the Temple of Poseidon at sunset. Such a special experience. And then also visiting the Bread and Wine museums. A really special aspect of this course and being in Athens and Rhodes is there's a very significant cultural and artistic environment as well. So outside of classes, I also had some really great experiences. Like we went to the Coldplay concert at the Olympic Stadium, and then the professor actually took us to an open air cinema, which was really special. Because you have a professor who's from Pangradi and very familiar and knowledgeable about Greece in general, he has so much knowledge to pass down to you and is willing to show you places for food and different activities. So I really recommend taking advantage of that. This experience lets you experience Greece in a really special light that most tourists won't get. And without the stress of making plans and handling accommodations, because the school is doing all of that for you. Living in another country like a local has personal benefits outside of academics as well. You will improve in your confidence and independence, and you meet a lot of new people that you wouldn't have got the chance to meet back in Toronto. In this course, I actually went with one of my friends, and we became a lot closer and learned a lot more about each other, but I also got to meet so many new friends. I really hope you consider this class. I truly had the time of my life, and I learned so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Juliana. I would like to invite Emily, who also participated in the 2024 Greece program, to share about her experience in the program.
Hi, everyone. My name is Emily. A little bit about me. I'm a fourth-year student, double majoring in criminology and socio-legal studies and peace, conflict, and justice studies with a minor in political science, and I'm a current work-study student with the Summer Abroad Office this year. Last summer with Juliana, I took Paul 300 Modern Greek Culture, and I can say it was one of my most enriching experiences I think I've had through my 4 years at U of T. Being placed in Pangradi for the majority of the course and staying in apartments instead of the hotels was a really immersive experience that allowed us to obtain a realistic idea of what it means to be a college student in Greece. And it really took that extra step past just being on a vacation or kind of traveling on your own. And from the moment I arrived at the airport, I knew living in Athens was going to be entirely different than living in Toronto. The atmosphere of people all around Greece was overly friendly and helpful, and they were always welcoming throughout my time in Athens, always making sure those of us that weren't local felt comfortable and knew where to go or got directions if we kind of seemed turned around or lost. I think it's surreal to think I was only there for a month because it became such a big part of how I acted and responded and still do to various situations. And I kind of like to talk about 3 different parts of the tours that we kind of went on that I thought were the highlights of my trip. So we first visited the Acropolis, and we started our exploration with a visit to the museum, which kind of gave us an overview of the site's significance and history. And in addition to learning about the details like listed on plaques and panels as we went through on our own, we also had an archaeologist that accompanied us on our tour and helped give us a deeper idea into the past and answered all and any questions we had while exploring, which kind of added that extra piece of like a unique experience, just because the fact that you don't really get that extra breadth of knowledge if you're kind of going through a museum on your own, and being able to examine the caryatids up close really and appreciate the various features in each one was my favorite aspect of this exhibit. We then also went to the Kokokos Winery and European Bread Museum. And we not only learned about the traditions and history of bread making in Greece, but also got to experience decorating bread ourselves. After sitting through a bit of a short lesson on different cuts and designs, we were allowed to carve out a piece of our own history that we could take home with us, share with our friends and family. Funny enough, I actually have them still on my desk. So like I made a little hedgehog and a duck. I know it doesn't look like a duck, but like let's just pretend it does. But so that they get to bake and bring home, and I actually shared with my roommates and my family, just kind of to explain what we got to do. And it serves as a permanent reminder of my time spent at the Bread Museum and also the history behind it and the cultural aspects that still go on today in Greece. Lastly, I'll mention our trip to Simi, which is a small island in the Dodecanese Greece, full of colorful houses and buildings that make you feel as though you've stepped out of real life into a picturesque landscape, because it's full of gorgeous crystal clear waters and amazing little streets. I know I spent hours exploring, but my biggest takeaway was actually how these houses tell a different story of control and revolt between the fascist ideology pushed by Italian occupation and the local Greek people dating all the way back to 1912, a fact that I would never have learned if I traveled to Greece on my own instead of with the summer abroad program. I'm a big believer in experiential learning, and this was as hands-on as it gets. It's one thing to read about these places in books, but to actually be there walking through history was really something else. And a big part of why this trip stood out for me was Professor Aravossitas. His passion for the subject was infectious, and he was incredibly approachable. Having grown up in the area where we stayed gave him a unique perspective that made everything feel that much more authentic. And it wasn't just like he was teaching us out of a textbook like sometimes we have here at U of T, but he was also teaching us out of his own life. And so if you're thinking about doing summer abroad, I really recommend it. It's not just about earning credits. To me, it pushed me outside my comfort zone. It introduced me to new people and also pushed me to explore new interests now that I'm back in Toronto. So yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Emily. Yeah, that's a great details about this course. Sounds amazing. Okay, now I would like to go through the eligibility for this course. So for this course is open to all three students in all three campuses. So for U of T students, you must be in good academic standing. If you have completed one or more courses, the minimum CGPA requirement is 1.75 for you to apply any summer block courses. So first students can also apply, and we will look at your grades in the first semester and also look at what courses you have taken in the first year as well. And we also accept students from professional faculty or graduate program like U of T alumni and also non-degree students. And we also accept visiting students from other North American universities, but you will need to require a letter of permission from your registrar's office after you apply to some broad programs. However, we will give the U of T undergraduate students priority when we accept students for the summer block courses. Our application is currently open. Application deadline is February 3rd at 4 p.m. And students are required to pay $210 application fee for each application you submit. So if you are planning to take two summer block programs or you would like to apply for two summer block programs, you will need to prepare a separate application and fee for each program. When we assess your application, we will look at your academic record for the past 12 months and also the relevant, of course, to your program of study, your personal statements, which you put in the application. And for 2025, we also have a new component called video assessment. Although our application deadline is February 3rd at 4 p.m., but for the video assessment, and you will need to submit your application, then you will get a unique link to take the video assessment in a third-party platform. So we encourage you to submit your application a bit earlier so that you have time for the video assessment at the end. And also for the video assessment, and you please go to our website, and so we have a video there to show you how to do the video assessment, and also we have that embedded in the application as well. If you haven't created an application in our Summerblock website, you can create an account and then go to the application page to say what information we require you to fill in the application. Decision will be sent by early February. For Greece program, we are planning to send out admission decisions in the first week of February. So please make sure you submit your application by February 3rd because we were going to make decision by that week for Greece program. And you'll get an offer, and then you will have 1 week to decide whether you would like to participate in this program. And if you want to participate in the program, you need to pay a non-refundable $1,000 deposit to secure your spot in the program. Otherwise, we will offer your spot to another student on the waiting list. If you decided not to take the program, you will not get your application fee back. And for Greece program, please note that remaining fees are due on March 12th, which is a bit early because everything in Greece have to make reservations early. So our Greece partner requested earlier student list so that they can prepare everything in advance. Here are the costs for a Greece program. Those are estimated costs, and we divide the cost into two sections. The first part is the fees paid to U of T, and those are the fees that you need to pay before March 12th if you were accepted to the program. Application fee you are going to pay when you apply, but for the course fee, U of T incidental fees, field trip, and accommodation need to pay by March 12th. The additional cost is paid on your own. So you can buy airfare early, maybe you can get a better price. And also the meals is estimated for you to go when you are in Greece. So for domestic students, you are estimate for $10,000 and for this program, and for international students, you are expecting about $11,800 for this course. Our summer abroad office also provides summer abroad awards for students who apply for the program, but the funding is only open to domestic U of T students based on financial need. If you are eligible, you can go to the awards application, which is embedded in the application, and then so you are going to submit the awards application and the application at the same time while you apply for some programs. If you were selected for an award, and then amount will be applied towards the cost of your program. So that means you will not need to pay that much by March 12th. And for the awards application, you'll need to complete at least 4 U of T credits by the end of December 2024, and the CGPA requirement is at least 2.25. If you are planning to take some broad courses next summer, we would highly recommend you start budgeting now, because all the final payments need to pay by the time, and we will not defer your fees to pay. So if you accept for the summer abroad office awards, and you can also check with your registrar's office and the Faculty of Arts and Science or your department to see are there any travel funding available. For example, for students from Victorian College, St. Michael's College, they have travel fund available. And also for students who are from UTSC, they also have a travel fund as well. So check with your with them and to see if there's any. Search on the website. We also have a tab shows financial aid, and so for awards, I believe we call it awards, and so that we have listed all the possible awards that you can apply. And some abroad courses are considered U of T courses, so that you are eligible for OSAP as well. If you are currently on OSAP, you can just apply for a summer OSAP extension. But please be mindful that for OSAP funds will not be released until close to the start of the program. So you will need to pay out your pocket for the final payments, and then you receive the OSAP funding. And another award that I would highly recommend students to apply is called IE Plus Award. This award is offered by CIE, Center for International Experience. This award is open to domestic and international students with a maximum of 8,000 in 2 years. And if you want to know more about awards criteria, application page, and go to the CIE website and to check how to apply. We also held How to Finance Your Summer Abroad webinar yesterday. So we will have the recording available on our website next week. So you can, if you haven't been able to participate in the webinar yesterday, you can also watch the recording next week. Check our website for more information. For students who are taking this summer abroad courses, you are responsible to arrange your own visa. So for international students, please check with the embassy and the consulate requirements whether you need a visa to Greece. Okay, if you need a visa, please apply in Toronto, because if you are applying in other countries, different country may require different documents we may not be able to offer. Okay, when you apply in Toronto, if they require any additional documents, and we will provide supporting documents. CYA will provide supporting document invitation letter for you as well. But if you need any additional documents, we will try our best to get it for you. But if you, yeah, so that we will try to help you if you apply in Toronto, but in other countries, we may not be able to help. Okay. For our summer abroad office also offer EDIA resources for different student communities. And we understand that exploring a new country and would bring some unique challenges. So check the EDI resources we provided for you. Go to our website and there is a EDI and accessibility tab, and go to the tab to get more information. We also offer site-specific EDI resources, because for different sites, we may be able to provide different accommodations. It's highly possible that we may not be able to provide the same accommodation as you have at U of T, but go to different site to see what accommodations we can offer, so that you can decide which location you would like to apply. We also have a program coordinator in diversity and inclusion. Her name is Wenzhe Sherry Xu, and I would highly recommend you to book an appointment with her, or you can do, or you can send her an email if you have any EDIA needs. So she can help you decide to say like which location may be the best for you if you do need accommodations while you're abroad. So students who require accommodations, you should register with the Campus Accessibility Services Office so that we can provide your accommodation plan. If you are not registered with your accessibility services, and then we may not be able to provide accommodation plan for you. The letter of accommodation must be uploaded to your application within 7 days after being admitted to the summer block program. So if you haven't done, if you need a letter of accommodation, you need to start working on it now, okay? We also offer Summer Abroad Inclusion, Diversity, and Excellence Award. You can check our website to get more information about this award, and you can see the past recipient there as well. So if you are interested in applying and if you are interested in this award, go to the website to get more information so that you can consider. This is our 2025 Summer Abroad timeline, and currently our application is open, and the deadline for a few programs is going to be next Wednesday, January 15, but for Greece program is February 3rd at 4 p.m. Okay, starting from early February, you will receive the admission notification. So check your email regularly because we are going to send it by email. After you pay the deposit, and we will also host pre-departure orientation, and we will have a SharePoint site page for you so that you can know the everyday activities in Greece. And as time is mentioned, you will also have a pre-lecture probably in April or in May, so that to prepare you before you go to Greece. We are very active on U of T, on our Instagram called @UofTabroad. So you can go to our Instagram to check the students' experience, like for last summer or the summer before. So you can see that for each location, we do have photos and also some activities they will share like in the Instagram. So it's very useful for you to get more information about the student experience. If you need more information, and you can visit our website, and we listed everything that we think you should know there so that you can get all the information. If you need any like further information, for example, you want to learn more about student experience, you can speak with Summer Abroad ambassadors. So they have a joint Discord so that you can go to Discord to speak with them. You can also book a virtual appointment with a Summer Abroad advisor so that we can answer any concerns or questions you have before you apply. Our Summer Abroad also have the summary, which is a monthly e-newsletter. So you can subscribe to our monthly e-newsletter to get the most updated information.